Have you ever felt like your body is aging faster than you are? Maybe it's just a little stiffness in the morning, or the way you hold the stair rail a bit tighter than before, or that subtle hesitation before stepping off a curb. You don't say anything. You brush it off. Just getting older, you tell yourself. But here's a truth that most people never hear. Your legs are often the first to weaken, before the back aches, before the memory slips. It's your legs that quietly begin to lose their strength. And it doesn't happen all at once. One day, you're walking fast. The next, you're stopping halfway to catch your breath. A single misstep, a stumble, a fall. And suddenly, everyday movement feels fragile. This isn't just about muscle. It's about freedom. Because when your legs go, so does your independence. But here's the good news. You're not powerless. There is a way to fight back. And no, it doesn't require a gym membership or intense workouts. It starts with your plate. See, your muscles don't just respond to movement, they respond to nourishment. And certain foods, everyday natural foods, have the power to fuel, repair, and even rebuild the strength that time tries to steal away. In today's video, we'll explore 4 powerful foods that can help you regain stamina, support joint health, improve balance and coordination, and most importantly, keep your legs strong, stable, and pain-free. These aren't exotic superfoods or expensive powders. They're real, accessible ingredients, backed by science and proven in real lives. And speaking of real lives, stay with me to the end, because you'll hear the story of Tom, a 60-year-old father and former HVAC tech, who was losing confidence in his legs until he made one small change that helped him take back control. Now, let's begin. And where better to start than with one of the most overlooked yet powerful root vegetables on your plate, sweet potatoes. Let's talk about sweet potatoes. They may look humble, earthy, orange, a little knobby, but don't let appearances fool you. This root vegetable is a powerhouse for your legs, especially as you age. Why? Because your legs don't just need movement, they need fuel. And not just any fuel. They need something that lasts, something that won't spike your energy and then leave you crashing an hour later. That's exactly what sweet potatoes provide. Unlike refined carbs, think white bread or pasta, sweet potatoes are packed with complex carbohydrates. These carbs break down slowly, releasing energy in a steady, reliable stream. That means no sugar crashes, no afternoon slumps, just consistent fuel to keep your legs moving strong all day long. But energy is only half the story. Every time you walk, lift your legs, or take the stairs, your muscles undergo tiny tears. Microscopic stress that, over time, either builds strength or leads to breakdown. When you're younger, your body repairs these tears quickly. But as you age, that process slows down. And without the right nutrients, recovery suffers. Sweet potatoes help bridge that gap. They're rich in vitamin A, a powerful antioxidant that supports muscle repair and tissue recovery. That means less soreness, more flexibility, and stronger, more resilient legs over time. Instead of waking up stiff or feeling like you need 10 minutes just to loosen up, your muscles stay more limber and responsive. It's recovery you can feel. But wait, there's another hidden benefit. Sweet potatoes fight one of the most dangerous enemies to your legs: chronic inflammation. Inflammation slowly erodes muscle strength. It makes movement feel harder. It increases your risk of injury. And worst of all, it's often invisible until it's too late. Sweet potatoes are naturally loaded with beta-carotene, a compound that helps reduce oxidative stress, the kind of internal rust that breaks down your cells from the inside out. By lowering inflammation, you give your legs a better chance to stay strong, pain-free, and mobile. And don't forget potassium. It's a mineral your muscles can't function without. Low potassium, that's a recipe for cramps, weakness, and imbalance. Sweet potatoes are an excellent natural source, helping regulate muscle contractions and prevent those painful leg spasms that show up in the middle of the night. So how do you eat them? Roast them with olive oil and herbs. Mash them with cinnamon. Bake them into crispy, oven-baked fries. Add them to salads. Even toss them into a smoothie for a surprisingly creamy texture. No matter how you prepare them, sweet potatoes are more than just a side dish. They're a form of daily muscle insurance. One simple swap, one natural food, that can help you walk longer, stand taller, and stay independent well into your later years. Now, let's move on to our second leg-saving food. It's something you've probably seen in your pantry, but never realized just how much it's doing for your strength. Oats. Let's talk oats. Yes, those simple, beige little grains you probably think of as breakfast food. But don't let their plain appearance fool you. Oats are quiet warriors when it comes to building stamina, boosting blood flow, and protecting your leg muscles from the slow wear and tear of aging. You see, your legs don't just need strength, they need endurance. The ability to keep moving, to stay on your feet, to walk farther without stopping, to stand longer without sitting, and to do it all without feeling like you've just run a marathon. And that kind of lasting energy doesn't come from coffee. It doesn't come from sugar. It comes from steady fuel, like what you get from oats. Oats are a low glycemic food, which means they digest slowly, releasing energy gradually, keeping your blood sugar stable and your muscles powered throughout the day. No spikes, no crashes, just strength that lasts, and it gets better. Oats are also packed with plant-based protein, which helps maintain muscle mass over time. As we age, we naturally lose muscle, and when you don't get enough protein, the process speeds up. That's when you start noticing unsteadiness, weakness, and even balance issues. But a bowl of oats a day, that's muscle maintenance in a spoon. And here's something most people don't think about: circulation. Your legs are far from your heart, and if blood flow is poor, your muscles don't get the oxygen they need. They fatigue faster, they cramp more, they recover slower. Oats help here too. They're naturally rich in iron, a mineral critical for oxygen transport in the blood. When your iron levels are low, your legs feel sluggish. You tire out easily. You might even feel dizzy when standing. But with oats, you're helping your body deliver what your muscles need to perform. And don't forget about magnesium, another unsung hero. It helps your muscles contract and relax properly. Low magnesium is a major reason people wake up with painful leg cramps or feel that heavy, dragging sensation in their calves. A daily bowl of oats can help prevent that. It's a simple, delicious way to keep your muscles calm, steady, and pain-free. And if you think oats have to be boring, think again. Mix them with almond milk and blueberries for a refreshing overnight oats breakfast. Blend them into a smoothie with banana and spinach. Bake them into homemade protein bars for an on-the-go energy bite. No matter how you eat them, oats deliver more than just fullness. They deliver functional strength. So if you want your legs to last longer, if you want to walk stronger, stand longer, and live more freely, Start each morning with a food that's been fueling endurance for generations. Next up, let's talk about a food that's creamy, green, and surprisingly powerful, especially when it comes to your joints, coordination, and balance. Avocados. Now, let's talk about something green, creamy, and far more powerful than it looks. Avocados. Sure, they're trendy. You see them on toast, in smoothies, and yes, even on t-shirts. But behind the hype lies something deeply practical, especially for your legs. Because while protein gets all the attention when it comes to muscle strength, there's something just as important that most people overlook: healthy fats. And avocados are loaded with them. As we age, chronic inflammation becomes one of our biggest enemies. It starts small, a little joint stiffness here, a little discomfort after a long walk. But over time, inflammation wears away at your joints and muscles, making everyday movement harder, stiffer, more painful. Avocados contain monounsaturated fats, which actively fight inflammation. These fats don't just soothe your joints, they help you move more freely, more smoothly, and with less pain. And when your joints are flexible, your legs respond better. You move more confidently. You stop second guessing each step. But that's just the beginning. Avocados are also one of the richest natural sources of potassium. Yes, even more than bananas. And potassium plays a critical role in muscle contractions, helping your legs stay steady, responsive, and cramp-free. Ever feel like your muscles tighten up too quickly? Or you wake up in the night with a painful calf cramp? That's often a sign your potassium levels are too low. One avocado a day can go a long way toward fixing that. And here's something many people don't know. Avocados are also high in vitamin E, a powerful antioxidant that helps protect muscle fibers from everyday stress and microscopic damage. Because whether you're walking, gardening, or just standing for a while, your muscles are constantly being used. Vitamin E helps reduce the wear and tear, allowing your legs to recover faster and stay stronger longer. The best part? Avocados are incredibly versatile. Slice them into a salad, mash them into guacamole, blend them into a green smoothie for a creamy, energizing boost, or simply enjoy them with a sprinkle of sea salt and a squeeze of lemon. Whatever your taste, the benefits stay the same: less pain, better balance, and a smoother, stronger stride. And remember, it's not about eating one avocado and expecting miracles. It's about consistency, making this food part of your routine so your legs get the support they need every single day. Now let's move to our final nutrient-rich hero, a food so simple, so affordable, yet so packed with power that doctors, athletes, and scientists all agree: eggs. Now let's crack open one of the simplest, most underrated tools for leg strength: eggs. They're not flashy, they're not trendy, but ask any athlete, any nutritionist, even your own doctor, and they'll tell you eggs are the real deal. Why? Because they do two things exceptionally well. They build muscle, and they connect your brain to your body. Let's start with the basics. Eggs contain complete protein. That means they have all 9 essential amino acids your body needs to repair, maintain, and build muscle tissue. As we age, our ability to rebuild muscle naturally declines. That's why simple tasks, climbing stairs, lifting your foot onto the curb, getting out of a car, start to feel harder. But when you eat eggs regularly, you're giving your muscles the building blocks they need to fight back, to recover, to stay strong, to carry you where you want to go. And here's something you may not have heard before. Eggs don't just help your muscles, they help your nervous system too. They're rich in choline, a vital nutrient that helps your brain communicate with your muscles. Every time you move, step, shift your weight, balance, your brain sends lightning fast messages to your legs. But as we age, those signals can slow down. That's when we feel off balance, or like our legs don't listen the way they used to. Choline helps keep that connection sharp, so your legs react faster, move more precisely, and help prevent dangerous stumbles. Eggs are also one of the few natural sources of vitamin D, a key nutrient most adults over 50 are deficient in. Low vitamin D has been directly linked to muscle weakness, poor balance, and a higher risk of falls. But just a couple of eggs a day can help restore those levels and improve your leg stability from the inside out. And the best part? Eggs are quick, versatile, and affordable. Scramble them with veggies. Make a hard-boiled batch for the week. Toss them into a grain bowl or pair with avocado toast. No matter how you eat them, you're not just nourishing your body. You're giving your legs the strength to move and your brain the power to guide them. So, yes, eggs are small, but the impact they have on your strength, your balance, and your confidence is anything but. Tom Jenkins had always been a man of strength. For over 3 decades, he worked as an HVAC technician in the heart of Ohio, climbing ladders, hauling equipment, and working with his hands in the blistering summer heat and freezing winters. The job wasn't easy, but Tom wore his strength like a badge of honor. He was the guy who never asked for help, who carried 2 air conditioners up the stairs without blinking. He prided himself on being reliable, independent, capable. But then he turned 60. It didn't happen all at once. The first sign came on a cold February morning when Tom stepped off his porch and felt his foot slip on a thin patch of ice. He didn't fall, but he wobbled, hard, enough to make him grab the railing and curse under his breath. For the first time in his life, he felt something he couldn't quite name: instability. A week later, he was carrying a toolbox up a client's driveway when his legs felt strangely tired. Not sore, not in pain, just tired, weak. Like the strength he relied on for decades was quietly leaking out of him. Tom shrugged it off at first. Just getting older, he muttered. Nothing to worry about. But the signs kept coming. He started sitting more at home. Getting up from the recliner took a bit more effort. His wife, Martha, noticed him groaning when he climbed the stairs. Tom, being Tom, said nothing. Then came the fall. It was a Saturday morning. Tom was out in the yard, fixing the fence. As he bent down to lift a panel, his right leg gave out. No warning, no pain. Just a sudden buckling. He hit the ground hard. Luckily, nothing was broken. But the scare was real. Tom didn't like feeling fragile. He didn't like feeling afraid. A week later, during a routine checkup, he mentioned the incident to his doctor. They talked about muscle loss, aging, and sarcopenia, a term Tom had never heard before. His doctor explained that it was age-related muscle deterioration, and that after 50, most adults lose 1 to 2% of muscle mass each year if they're not actively maintaining it. The good news, the doctor said, is that nutrition makes a big difference. That's when Tom's daughter Julia stepped in. She was a registered dietitian and had been gently nudging her dad for years to change a few things. He always brushed her off, but this time was different. He was listening. Together, they looked at what Tom was eating: processed cereal for breakfast, white bread, deli meats, sugary snacks, quick, easy, Familiar, but not functional. Julia introduced 4 foods into his daily routine: sweet potatoes, oats, avocados, and eggs. It wasn't a radical change. No green juices, no kale smoothies, just real food, cooked simply. Tom started each morning with a bowl of oats, topped with berries, and a boiled egg on the side. Lunch became avocado toast on whole grain bread with a cup of roasted sweet potato wedges. Snacks were hard-boiled eggs or oatmeal protein bars Julia helped him make in batches. At first, he didn't notice much. The food tasted good, sure, but he still felt slow, heavy, tired. Then week 3 hit. He got up from his recliner with less effort. He climbed the stairs without grabbing the rail. He even took Scout, their golden retriever, for a walk around the block, something he hadn't done in months. Martha noticed the change before he did. "You're moving easier," she said one night, "and you're smiling more." He hadn't even realized it. By week 6, Tom was back to helping neighbors fix their lawnmowers. He returned to weekend home repairs. He felt like himself again. "I didn't go to a gym," he told a friend at church. "I just started eating smarter." What changed wasn't just his physical strength. It was his mindset. He stopped seeing aging as a slow decline and started seeing it as a phase he could navigate with the right tools. Sweet potatoes gave him long-lasting energy without the sugar crashes. Oats gave him endurance and iron for better circulation. Avocados soothed his joints and prevented cramps. Eggs gave his muscles the protein and communication they needed to stay in sync. He no longer felt fragile. He felt prepared. Today, Tom still eats the same basic meals. He adds variety, of course, a little grilled salmon, a side of greens. But those 4 core foods never left his plate. He recently helped his granddaughter build a treehouse. He carried the lumber, climbed the ladder, hammered the beams. When she said, "Grandpa, you're strong," he smiled. "Strong enough," he said. Because for Tom, strength wasn't about lifting air conditioners anymore. It was about living fully, walking freely, and never being afraid of the stairs again. And it all started with a few simple changes in the kitchen. So, what can we take from Tom's story? It's not about being young again. It's not about lifting heavy or running marathons. It's about staying strong enough to move with confidence, to live without fear, and to do the things you love without hesitation. And that strength, it doesn't start in the gym. It starts in the kitchen with real food, consistent habits, and a mindset that says, "I'm not done yet." The 4 foods we talked about today, sweet potatoes, oats, avocados, and eggs, aren't magic. They're just smart, simple choices that work with your body, not against it. And when you give your legs what they need, they will show up for you, just like they did for Tom, just like they can for you. If this video gave you something to think about, if it made you pause, reflect, or feel a little more hopeful about your health, then go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more life-changing insights like this one. We're here every week with real strategies, real stories, and the tools you need to stay strong at any age. You're not just growing older, you're growing smarter. Thanks for watching. Stay healthy, stay active, and we'll see you in the next video.